Everybody, this is Eddy Dacius. We're here for another episode. We have a wonderful guest. We have Henry Scott the fourth with us today, and excited to learn about his journey, his purpose, his upbringing. Before we start the podcast, Divine Purpose Podcast, let's go with our sponsor. That's his facility management. If you're looking for facility services, call them now 617-227-0106. Let's talk about the best compliment you ever gotten. So the reason we like to ask this question, as most of our guests, they are public servant, they are CEO, they are business owners, they are like doctors, authors, like people who work in the community. Like, which of the like a best compliment you ever gotten? Something somebody said to you unexpected, but we kind of stick to you.
So most people that know me, I'm pretty long-winded. And like I said, I'm an open book. I'm just real transparent. So one of the best compliments that I received to date, someone just came up to me and just said, "Thanks for sharing your story. You inspire me." And that just hit. I mean, when somebody says it to you,
Yeah,
I have got notes before saying that, but when somebody says that to you, shakes your hand and says that, it just hits a little bit different. But yeah, that is the best compliment that I ever gotten, was someone shaking my hand and said, "Thank you for your story. Thanks for inspiring me."
we have people looking at. There's a new saying. It's been out there, but more people like go towards it. We're talking about well-being, mental health. Any take on that?
Mental health is real. And in the military, it's a big issue. And I just think in society as a whole. And I think a lot of it stems from, childhood, but a lot of it just stems from just stress in general, not having the proper outlets. And a lot of that circles back to, just leadership in general. Because we spend so much time at work. People don't understand. Most people work 8 to 12-hour work days.
Yeah.
Most of your day is at work. So if things aren't going great at work, and then I'm not just saying on top of that, you have your personal life to worry about as well.
Yeah.
Just that work life could cause somebody mental health issues, PTSD, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are real close hold with their feelings. And I think that's the reason why mental health is kind of running rampant, because people are just holding these things in and they don't have no outlet. And like we are real prideful as a culture and as a community.
Yes.
And that's why I always value my transparency, because I'm gonna tell you the good and I'm gonna tell you the bad, because our failures is what defines us.
Yeah. And so, I heard this from somebody saying, when we seek help, it's not because we are weak, but we're trying to stay stronger. But I think that resonate with me, and that's something I'm trying to promote a lot, where talking it in the podcast. So let's talk about transferable skills, because I don't know what was your first job before enlisted or now, but what are the things you learned early age you still using now?
So the biggest thing for me, like I said, the military gave me a skill. So my big thing was IT, cybersecurity. But some of the skills that I actually learned was attention to detail, being real meticulous with everything that I do. It taught me healthy competition.
Yeah.
It taught me that competition isn't always bad. It's good to have something to measure against. And that kind of catapulted me to always looking not to just achieve something, but to exceed it.
Yeah.
And I think that has kind of, laid the framework, laid the foundation for me in everything that I do. Is that I don't just choose to achieve something; I choose to exceed it. I oversaturate my goals.
Wow.
So
Yeah, that's good because I feel like if we looking at, like you say, competition, so some people stay away from it. But let's talk about what led you to IT in the military, and we have a hot topic we're gonna talk later. But let's start with this question.
so really, what really led me to IT was like the military. It was just as simple. They had a job for admin, medical assistant, and IT.
Yeah,
So I was like, okay, I choose that one. But what made me fall in love with IT is that there was just so much you can do with it, and the creation of value that technology gives you.
yeah.
There's no other high that, at least at the time for me, that I could get, because it always gave me a problem to solve. It was
Mm.
always something different. So that kind of led me to continuing to do IT once it was introduced to me, because there was always something new. I always found a new problem to solve.
Is it true that whatever you learn from the military or the army is the best knowledge out there?
Can I say I plead the nah? But nah. With everything you learn, man, you got to take the good with the bad and just extrapolate. Saying the things that you really need to take from it. The military had a lot of great things from it. It gave me my discipline. It
Yeah.
gave it it turned my work ethic to another level. It gave me
Mm.
another level. But there are some shortcomings of the military, right?
Yeah.
Um, it kind of doesn't give you the ability to be as creative to maximize your potential a lot of
Okay.
times.
Okay.
So that's some of the difference that I've seen being in the military and transferring now. Is now I'm able to like go all the way to the top. I'm able to maximize my potential. So
No, no, that's good to hear. So we're gonna go quick on a quick break, but before we got to break, is there a misunderstand? Like, what do people misunderstand about you most?
I talk a lot, like I said, and I'm on social media heavily. And like I said, I'm an open book. I'm authentic. I'm transparent. What you see is what you get.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of people out there that like to get you in those "I got you" moments, and people are always very opinionated. And some people may look at that as fake or attention seeking.
yeah,
So I think my authenticity and my transparency, it sometimes get looked in that manner. I won't even say the majority of the time, but I guess that's a misunderstanding that people see in my transparency, my upbeatness, is that it's for an agenda. For me, there's no agenda. It's just me being me and me trying to make impact on the things that I'm very passionate about.
wow. But how do you deal with that?
Um, just like anybody else do when they're on a mission, you got to block out the noise sometimes and just stay tunneled.
Yeah, and I agree because my next question is about motivation. And we probably have those days where we don't want to wake up. Things are really heavy. What's your routine, and where do you we juice, or like what's your process to keep going?
So I have a multitude of things, man, and I guess one of the big things is my vision board. I got my whole life on my vision board of where I've been and where I want to be. So every morning when I wake up and turn around, that vision board's right there. And most mornings, my 4 year old comes in the room and tells me good morning, Daddy, wake up. And I already told you, my family, my kids, they the
Yeah.
reason why I do what I do. So everybody just gotta find their thing. Like there's some days, like you're kind of like you said, I just don't. Some days I go throughout the day, and at some point in the day, I may go on Facebook and
Yeah.
just look at somebody else's story. And that's why I say it's so important to tell your story. And I say it's not the successes that drives people, it's the failures. Share it
Yeah.
all. Share
Yeah.
it all. So
Because yeah, you're right. And the success stories are great, but people can learn from their mistake and get better. Let's quickly go on a quick break. So if you, like I said, if you want to support our podcast or our purpose, give a little, help a lot. Let's create a brighter future by learning and sharing each other's journey. Donation amount can be from $25 to 500. Any 500 donation or more comes with a free advertising slot on our episode. Visit us on www.dppodcast.com. Call us 617-227-0106. And if you want to donate, please scan the QR code here. Venmo, we have Cash App, and we have PayPal. If you want to advertise on your podcast, you want to advertise your business, you can go on the Divine Purpose Podcast, dppodcast.com.
What comes before making a smart decision? Choices. A smart choice is the best option, which is who we are. That's why our clients expect more from us and, in return, get more in everything we do. We understand the problem. That's why we thrive for excellence. We don't just create a winning culture. We aspire to be a smart choice, a voice for solutions. We believe in integrity, professionalism, and teamwork. Our passion is to bring results from our clients by working harder, smarter, and faster. As a team, we always deliver because we recognize your needs. Choosing smart influences us to be the best version of ourselves. That makes us different than other companies. It makes us confident in achieving our goals. It makes us who we are. And it makes us DFM, the smart choice.
Hey, this is Eddy Dacius on Divine Purpose Podcast. We have a great guest, Henry Scott the Fourth. So anyway, before we go on Hot Topic, so Hot Topic is a great segment. Is a segment where we dive deep into a conversation, question people who probably don't have a chance to ask you, and we're gonna ask those questions for them. And we also have a new segment we are introducing called Trust Me I Know. So Trust Me I Know being a success. All the guests have fun doing it. But before we go with our hot topic, I have this question in my mind. I wanted to ask you about things you feel like you did different than your parents as an improvement. The reason is we use our parents for role model. Everybody have their flaws, but you as a leader, as a father, you look for things you didn't appreciate, but you're trying to do better with your own. Can you
yeah,
share with us a few?
I think the main thing is evolution.
Mm,
Because traditions are I won't say they're meant to be broken, but there's certain traditions that are meant to evolve. Let's
yeah.
put it that way. And the notion that and there's nothing wrong with if that is your path and your purpose,
Okay.
right? Work 9 to 5, retire, having the traditional route, the status quo. So for me, as a part of my evolution, I saw there's a lot more out there, and wanting to put my kids in this generation in a better spot than I was in, and in a different mind frame to where it's like you can do things different than I did and still be successful and still be fulfilled. So I think one of the things that my parents didn't do, but they gave me the tools to kind of see it for myself, is to be transformative,
Yeah.
evolve, be better,
Wow, that's great and that's powerful. Uh, I think you're a professor, right? What got you to go there in terms of like the opportunity, and how was your confidence level to tackle that task?
A lot of people don't know. It's like I have a problem with public speaking. I had a stuttering problem when I was younger, and my oldest son, he had the same stuttering problem.
Okay.
So, but one thing about fear is it fears a state of mind.
Yeah.
So, being a professor, it was one thing I needed to do to get past that fear of speaking in front of people, so I can achieve my goal.
Yeah.
So, and plus, I just love IT.
Mm.
IT was my first love, and I love teaching people, and that came from the military because
Yeah.
when I was enlisted, I was a trainer of soldiers,
Mm.
and that's the best way to give back to our community is through teaching, because we know that our teachers don't get paid a whole lot, and the school systems, are having a lot of problems right now, and our youth is the future, man. So, and I just love just interacting with people, and I'm just fascinated with IT, and I just love sharing my knowledge. So, that's kind of why I got into teaching.
So all this opportunity came about. Did you apply for it, or somebody they said they had an opinion?
So I kind of just Googled it because I knew I wanted to teach. I Googled
Okay.
it and I saw that there was a opening here at our local campus. It actually took them about 3 months to get back to me, so I kind of forgot about it.
Oh wow.
But the interview process was pretty quick. But I always thought about teaching, and people had told me that I should teach because all the different military schools that I went to, I kind of led the study groups. When I was in college, I led study groups when it came to the IT stuff. So people saw that it was something. I mean, people saw in me things I didn't see in myself.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm nervous. I don't like speaking in front of people. I'm a natural introvert.
Okay.
People don't know that about me, but I am. So yeah, that kind of led me down the path of teaching, and just the opportunity presenting itself. Like Google is a powerful tool.
Yeah.
It'll get you anywhere in the world you want to get to. So yeah, it was a Google search. I heard that was a great school. I attended that school for a while, and yeah. And
So what is 18 years and of active duty look like? Because we hear those numbers, 20 years, 30 years. So for you, what that look like?
Man, let me just start. I'm gonna give you a short synopsis of it. So, started out private E2, new to the world, new to life, go to basic training, man. Just see life from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Travel the world. I traveled as I was a kid, but it's different traveling as you're an adult. Seeing different cultures, deploying Iraq, Afghanistan, Kuwait, seeing their culture, seeing the hurt, seeing the pain, seeing the struggle. It just gives you a new perspective on life. Fast forward to the 18 and a half year mark. So a lot of people don't know that that was one of my challenging moments as well, deciding to leave the service after 18 and a half years, after doing all that. And mind you now, having a very successful career.
Yeah.
It's one thing leaving because my career is, not going the direction I wanted to go. But just making that decision to leave at a pivotal point in my career, because I'm 18 months away from retirement, full paid benefits. But a situation came up to where it was me having to decide between, either retiring and leaving my family, and there was really no in between fix that could happen. So I had to make the best decision at the time. After giving 18 and a half years to the military, to my country, to the service, I won't say that it was a neglection of my family, but I wasn't able to give my family everything that they deserved from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was that 18 and a half year pivotal point. But now I am continuing service in the reserves.
Okay.
To finish my time out. But at the time, it was just a clean break. It was just going to be it's just a decision I had to make. So that's what my 18 and a half years looked like. A lot of deployments, a lot of adversity, But a lot of success. Meet a lot of great people, man. Just it was a good time.
So, thinking about people traveling and get exposed to a lot of cultures, is there anything you learn from other culture were exposed and you implement in your life or in your day-to-day work?
Yeah, shout out to Germany, man. Germany's doing it right, brother. I'm telling you, man. So I was in a small town in Vilseck, Germany. Sundays, most things were shut down. You know, a couple bars, but everything was shut down. That was like their family day. Everywhere you go, you see people riding bikes. You see people walking on trails. And the community was so tight. Well, just Germany in general. Like a lot of the police didn't carry weapons around, like guns. They carry like little like tasers.
Yeah.
So, but just seeing the family culture that they had there and how safe it was. You know, people left their doors unlocked. People didn't lock their doors. I heard the same thing happens in Canada too. But just understanding that culture and the togetherness and the family, it just made me appreciate like how like my upbringing and me wanting to continue to give my kids and my wife that same type of feeling that I got and that experience over there with them, because the togetherness, man, is just it was just amazing.
Let's take a Scott Investment Group company shout out. So that's your time to talk about your baby, right? Your business.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But first, let me shout out to my partners once again. Monica Scott, Henry Scott Sr. Shout out to my partners, man. I'm so blessed to be a part of this community. So Scott Investment Group Company.com. Scott Investment Group Company.com. We are building generational wealth. We are building communities, and we are helping investors fulfill their lifetime goals and visions for their money. And our pillars is life, liberty, and legacy. Life, liberty, and legacy. Live the life that you want to live under the terms that you want to live it on by building that passive income. And legacy, man, this is why we do what we do, for legacy. Leave the knowledge, leave the assets, and leave your generations something to build on. So that's what Scott Investment Group's about, just creating opportunities for a better tomorrow. That's what we do. And you can follow me on Instagram at REI Houdini, Facebook, Henry SC. Scott Investment Group is on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Type in Scott Investment Group and we should pop up. And also I'm on LinkedIn as well under Henry Scott. I'm always trying to share knowledge, build connections, and just see how I can impact people, just impact the world, impact the community, man. But we primarily focus on multifamily and single family redevelopments, meaning we flip houses, we value add multifamily properties. We just try to, just try to build communities and help investors seek out those same interests and build their portfolios.
So I have a question about apartments. So I know people do new construction or renovation. So why you focus on the apartment?
So it kind of goes back to work smarter, not harder. You can get a 40-unit apartment building, and that's the same as you get 40 single family homes, but it's just in one or two structures. It's just a lot more manageable.
Yeah.
And the appreciation, it appreciates more in the multifamily world. And the value add opportunities are more. So you're able to value add to the older constructions, and it'll cost less oftentimes than if you do a new construction.
Okay. All right, so I saw you with your wife doing your thing. So let's say if we're not catching you working on your business or teaching, what do you do as a hobby?
Spending time with the kids. So my kids are big into soccer. My oldest two, my younger one's getting into too. But just just spending time with family is just one of my biggest things. I'm a big sports head. Hey, shout out to the Dallas Cowboys. We going all the way this year.
Is
Shout out to
it every
Chicago,
year?
Chi-Town, baby. Hey, we here. And UNC, man. As y'all see, I'm wearing the UNC shirt. I'm currently my NBA, but UNC Tar Heels always been like my predominant basketball team in college. I've been
Okay.
following them ever since I've been a little kid. But yeah, those are my hobbies. The family, just making sure that my kids, got everything that they need to be successful. Doing the real estate thing now. And that's kind of what I do to decompress. And we love to travel. Me and my family love to travel. Like me and my wife just came back from Hilton Head. We went to Vegas last year. So we love to travel, and do things like that as well.
So you said you work in your MBA. So just a context why looking for from higher education.
Continuous learning opportunities, continuing to grow as an individual, just taking in those nuggets from the best in the business, and me trying to move over into, because in IT you can get real singular, meaning that you're only focused on the tactical level, meaning just what's in front of you.
Yeah.
The MBA opens you up to more of a strategic sense, a strategic knowledge, thinking more strategically. So what I've learned so far in my first year is coming to a close, from the best in the business, man. And I'm just grateful and blessed to have the opportunity.
Okay. Is there a question you wish I asked you today?
Man, I'm surprised you didn't come up with this question. I am real surprised, because it's like $1 million question. I think everybody would want to answer.
Yeah.
So if I had 3 wishes, what would they be? Because I ask myself all the time, if I found a genie in the bottle somewhere and I had 3 wishes, what would it be?
Well, all right. What is it?
So I would like to interview our creator.
I heard that.
Cure all the diseases in the world.
Okay.
That may piss off some pharmaceutical companies, but I say cure all diseases in the world. And my last one would just be just allow the Scott generation to have a full bill of health, and just live the best life they can.
Wow, that's powerful. But if you had a chance to be with the creator, you said you're gonna ask him some questions. I had a guest. She was talking about that too. She was impressed. She said she had some question for the creator because she had some stuff on her chest. All right, but yeah. So any advice, any book, any movies you can recommend to the audience?
I think I guess this is like a legacy piece for me, man. Black Panther, man. Black Panther was just so much to unpack, man, and just so powerful on just so many different levels, man. That's one movie that I have on repeat.
Yeah.
And those are one of my motivational things. Watching that movie is motivational for me.
Well, can you tell me why exactly is it? There's a specific scene you really enjoy?
I think what's his name, T'Challa, when his father died and he first became the Black Panther.
Yeah.
And kind of like the insecurities and everything he had to go through. It's just the main message is triumph over adversity for me.
Yes. Yeah.
We're always going to experience adversity. What are we going to do about it? So I always love those type of movies that have that type of messaging.
So what's the future hold for the Scott legacy?
Very bright, brother. Very bright, man. Kids are very smart, way smarter than I was when I was coming up with all this technology and everything.
Yeah.
But for our legacy piece, Scott Investment Group, man, we taking things to a whole nother level, man. Here in the Augusta community, we got a couple of things brewing in the background as far as community involvement when it comes to real estate. And we're just moving to just change the status quo.
Okay.
That anything is possible when you put your mind to it.
Wow, man, that was great, man. I had fun. So that's one thing I like to say. We connected online, and like I said, yes, I can read your bio, I can read your accolades, but talking and learning from your journey is like very, very impressive and inspirational too, because we want these stories to go out. Like we said, if anybody interested in support our purpose, give a little, help a lot. Let's create a brighter future by learning and sharing each other's journey. Donation amount can be from $25 to $50, $100, $500, $1,000. Call up 617-227-0106, www.dppodcast.com. Any donation that's over 500 or more, it's a free slot on our podcast to advertise your business, to advertise your book or your event. Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. Please scan the QR code on your screen and you can donate. So Scott, last word for you.
Hey, I appreciate everything you're doing, man, and I want to salute you, man, and just give you your flowers, bro, because a lot of us, don't like to give each other flowers, man. I want to give you flowers. Divine Purpose Podcast. I mean, everything that you're doing, man. Sharing stories, like you said, this is what it's about. Inspiring the next person. Only if you can reach one person, that's enough.
Yeah, that's
what you're doing. You inspire me too.
I appreciate it, and I think your story is worth sharing. That's one thing. That's one thing I try to do. When you look at this podcast, you're not gonna see me talking a lot. It's gonna be about Henry Scott the Fourth. That's your journey, and I've been fortunate. We have like over than 80 episodes. I never have an episode by myself. I always have a guest. So that's the way we do it. It's about your podcast. So any last word, anything you want to share, or the people can contact you, or if they want to invest. So this is a promotional way for you to grow your business and to live your life and to learn from each other.
Yes, if you want to invest or just learn more about just finances, real estate, contact me on scottinvestmentgroupcompany.com. Go there. There's a contact us page. Hit us up. And we also have a phone number up there as well. So contact us. Like I said, we're out here just trying to touch as many lives as we can. That's our goal. And in that same breath, we're trying to create generational wealth. So any investors that are looking to put their money in a safe place to where it's going to multiply, they'll get those returns that you're seeking. Hey, come talk to us. And just reach out. If you need someone to talk to, like we said before, mental health is real. The world is a scary place at times, but as long as you have somebody to lean on, you will be able to overcome anything. So I like to leave with that, man.
All right, so this is Eddy Dacius with Divine Purpose Podcast, and we had Henry Scott the Fourth with us today. Please subscribe to the channel. Go on Apple Podcasts, Apple Podbean, Spotify, Google, Amazon Music, anywhere you listen to your podcast, and please go on www.dppodcast.com. Rate the show, donate. Like we said, we appreciate having Scott today. So, Scott, thank you.
I appreciate you, Eddie. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. Salute.
Thank you.